witnessed a major leadership and workforce transition as 5 deputy controllers general and over 1,500 officers are expected to retire from service. And this development has sparked discussions about succession planning, institutional memory, and the future of customs operation in Nigeria. What impact will this retirement of over 1,500 officers, including 5 deputy controllers general, what impact will this have on the operational efficiency and effectiveness of the Nigerian Customs Service?
Well, it's not today that they know that they are going to retire. And according to the service, there will be people that will be deputizing for them, that will be understudying them how they operate. So I feel that their retirement, yes, their time has come to, at the point you have to exit, and they are exiting. So probably the ones that will fill in their shoes, they will have been understudying to know how they function, how they operate. So I don't think yes, the kind of experience that they've gathered over the years, you can't take it away from them. But the truth is, they learn on the job. So even the incoming ones too will have to learn on the job. But when the chiefs are down, they will need to go back and revisit them. If they make themselves available, if they are not invisible to their younger colleagues, you know, I think, yes, it's going to be, we'll see another direction, we'll see another pattern in the custom.
Now, don't you think that's it's a huge number, 1,500, and with thousands of officers exiting the service, should the Nigeria Customs Service embark on fresh recruitment? And if yes, what qualities and skills should be prioritized in recruiting the next generation of custom officers? And if they have to resign, do they have to have that huge number?
No, it doesn't matter, you know. At the point, all of them came into the service, you know, and the law states that is it 60 at the age of 60 or 65 that you need to exit. So we are complaining of unemployment. There are a lot of, don't forget that they did some recruitment in recent years, in recent time, and we've not seen the outcome of probably they've been recruited. So it's an opening for the youths that wants to join the custom. It's an opening for you to dust your certificate and go and apply.
At what age?
There are still younger ones. There are still younger Nigerians.
That age for them for service, do you think it should be reduced so that, since we have mass unemployment in our society, do you think that their age for resign should be reduced?
Well, I don't. That one is relative, and I would want to dodge it a bit. But like you said, that we have mass unemployment. It's not only in the custom that people can work. There are people that are engineers, there are people that are doctors that are still unemployed. So the custom is just one out of many. So we are streamlining this news to the custom because you have a huge number of 1,005 people. But don't forget, personally, don't forget, it is not only in one state; it's in the whole country. So if you break it down, it may be probably in every station or in every formation. It's say less than 100, you know, throughout the whole country. So but because it's a summation, that's how you feel like it's more. It's huge. But at a point, everybody will have to exit. You know, so but what I'm saying is that there are people that have interest in joining the customs. There are people that are still young, that are still fresh brains, that can actually, you know, if these ones move, there will always be a move up the ladder. So there will be spaces beneath. So the ones coming in as lieutenants, recruits, you know, they will have spaces to go. So for me, at the point, everybody will have to. We have a starting point, we have an exit point. And this is the exit point. So.
All right, let's move away from that story. Let's take this. Please, Oyo LG deny release of kidnapped victim after Igbo's ultimatum. The police and the Oyo local government authorities have denied report that linking the release of kidnapped victim to an ultimatum that is allegedly issued by Sunday Igbo. What does this development tell us about the importance of verifying information before sharing it, especially on security-related matters?
Well, I don't know. When I saw the news too, I was a bit skeptical that is it not propaganda.
But did you see that video?
I saw the video.
But there were people, a lot of people were, jubilating, and they were just.
But did they show us the faces of the people that they released? Did you watch the video today?
I did.
Did you see the people that they kidnapped and they released? Did you see them?
There was so much people there rejoicing.
What if it is because Sunday Igboho came to town that people are rejoicing, and somebody just stood in the corner of his room and wrote that? If Sunday Igboho comes into this area, there will always be jubilation. If Sunday Igboho comes anywhere, everybody will always come out to see. Let me see who this man is. There will always be excitement. There will always be so. When it was when the commissioner of police came out,
with some paper.
That is you see,
paper.
that's why due diligence in this job is very, very important. When you do your due diligence, when the commissioner of police through the PRO came out to debunk the rumors, as Sunday Igboho come to say, as Sunday Igboho even held an interview to say, okay, these are the people that we got released from the kidnappers then. As it come out, normally Sunday Igboho does that. He will always come and give appreciation, thank the president, thank the governor, thank all the people that made it possible. Has it come out since that Saturday to say anything? As a question mark.
Okay. What lesson can communities learn from incidents such as this regarding vigilance, intelligence sharing, collaboration with security agencies in combating criminal activities?
First thing first, know your neighbor. Who is your neighbor? Who is your next door neighbor? See, I used to say this thing. Where we grew up, where the environment I grew up at, if anything happens within that vicinity, we already know where it happens. We already know who, or we have an idea of who might actually cause such. But now everybody we have the wall of Gibraltar around ourselves. Everybody has fence. Everybody has gated very tall, high-rise buildings that you don't know what's happening in the next compound. A case study of I still keep referring to this Adelabu's younger sister's kidnap. The people in the vicinity says they always hear noise in the compound, but they could not go and challenge it. So that means they don't know them. That means, and they have a relationship with them. They said they used to attend some of their meetings. So imagine things like that, and yet such a crime is happening within their vicinity.
I don't know if you saw a video. There was a video that I saw during that time that some landlord association came out to say they just came into that vicinity like 3 months ago before this incident happened.
They came into the vicinity 3 months, and they've been in the mix of, they've been attending meetings, they've been doing things with the community members, and yet you don't know what kind of job they do. Yes, I'm not saying we should prognose, but there's always a friend that will always know somebody. There will, if not because of this, I don't know how they've been able to get us. Let me use that word. I've been able to get us because normally when we were growing up, my dad knows his neighbor. There is always on Friday or Saturday meeting that they will just sit down, chit chat, talk. They will know what's happening, what job they do. They know, okay, my dad is not always around Monday to Friday. He's always coming on Friday nights. Where is he going to? Lagos. Where is he coming from? Lagos. What job does he do? He's a technician. He's a businessman. Everybody knows what we do in the community. But now, somebody can be in the house. Yes, I'm not saying being an internet mongol or an internet guru. At times you have to work from home. You stay at home. You may not come out a whole week, a whole day. But at least somebody must have an idea of what you do. But not now. Everybody does not have. Nobody knows what you do. Nobody knows where you go to. They just see you going out in the morning, coming back at night. At times they will not even see you for weeks. You will tell them you have traveled. And when you come with big cars. You when there's no light in the neighborhood, you have solar. You lit up the environment. Not knowing. Yes, there are good people that do legit businesses.
We have a caller. Let me pick that call. Hello, good morning. All right, the studio lines to call is 07048001015, 07048001015, or 08022102163. That's the number to call this morning for you to air your opinion. Comrade, I want you to speak on this Ariwa, this Fulani group that came out to warn, telling the president Tinubu and Sheyi Makinde to warn Igboho not to paint them. You know, in that video, you could see that Igboho was warning the Fulani people there that they should just be careful. They should tread with care because the way they used to kidnap people and even giving them ultimatum. What do you have to say about this? The Fulani group coming out to say you should not, you know, paint them with the same brush because they are. It's not only Fulani that is kidnapping, and that I don't know if you have saw that headline. So they have come out to say that Igboho should be one. What do you have to say about this?
Well, in every culture, in every tribe, there are always bad elements, And I think in one of our programs, I think a Fulani man was saying that there are 5 types of Fulani. There are some from Chad, there are some from Niger, there are some from even Cameroon. So he said he is a Fulani in Nigeria, and there are some of them that have the human face that they can go out. Even he said he was kidnapped. He said one of his brothers was kidnapped. That it was when they got to the kidnappers then that the Fulani that they speak, is a bit different from theirs. Understood that it's not people within their local, and that is the truth. Yorubas, we have Ondo, we have Oshun, we have different people in this, and we call ourselves Yoruba. The Igbos too, you have the Niger. So it's wide, but because many times these things happen, most of the people we see they have that face. There's this look that Fulani is have that everybody okay, this is a Fulani. So, and that is the problem. Yes, most of the crimes that they committed, they will not be able to succeed if it is not in collaboration with even the locals. We've seen it now. Even this one that we are battling with, the only ways, there are suspects that they've picked up that are not Fulanis, that are Yorubas. So it's a collaborative effort. So what he has said, yes, because it's a general word. That's why he's using it. So they coming out to debunk, to warn him. Well, it's good, but they should talk to themselves because there's a way they can talk to each other. Yoruba when there is issues, that it's from Ondo, it's from Ekiti, so we can come to a round table and let's sort these things out.
So you mean he could go ahead to call the names and say yes, this particular set of
no,
tribe?
it's a bit dicey. Sure, you understand. It's not only okay. Look at the kidnapping case we witnessed in Ibadan. Are they Fulani guys? There are people within. So it is until the culprits are being arrested, that's when we can determine who is involved in it. But because of it is just like if you want to call every northerner, you call them Hausas, but there are different people in the north. It's not only Hausa, but because they are northerners, you call them Hausas. Sure, you understand. So, and under the Hausas, you have the Fulanis, we have all these Benue people. But general name we have for them is Hausa. So Igbo calling them Fulani, they should not be angry. There are no better ways to name them, but because of the crime they are committing, that's why we know. Because when they kidnap people, we know the kidnappers, or when they are being released, the victims, we always say they are Fulani men. They are, you sure you understand. So, but and times some of us does not know how to differentiate, because Fulani and Hausa, they look similar. Sure, you understand? They look similar, so they will think, even when they are speaking in Hausa, they will think it's a Fulani man. But most of the Fulani men too can speak in Hausa. So that's the problem.
All right, let's quickly take this. Winners of by-elections in Enugu, Rivers, Ondo, Kano, other state, the Independent National Electoral Commission, the INEC, they have announced winners of several national and state assembly by-elections that was conducted across various states, filling seats that are left vacant by resignation, death, or other circumstances. What do the outcomes of these by-elections reveal about the current strength, the popularity, and the grassroots structure of the major political parties ahead of the 2027 general election. And also, I wanted to also speak on the governorship election that was just aired at Ekiti State. What do you have to say about this?
Well, one like I think was a comrade that was talking on Saturday, and he was saying that in the election, yes, you have a lot of people on the ballot paper, but when the realities are down, you only have two and others. Either you have the AAA, and the ABB, or you have the CCC and the DDD and others. So it in the Nigeria of today, we know we have two political parties, irrespective of what's happening with the PDP. We know we have the APC. A case study, look at River State, mass winning in River State, and you have a sitting governor that was of the APC. So it just reflects, but for me, the Ekiti for me was a reflection of what the predecessor of Oyebamiji and he himself have done. So it's not, I think it's not the party.
Despite that, it was marred with so much people that allegations of
definitely
vote buying.
after elections, there will always be allegations. But if you say you have vote buying, look at the difference. Even the other political party, if you sum up their votes, it will not even match up to the half of what you got, of what the incumbent got in the election. So what are we saying? On what basis? Even if they go to the Court of Appeal, even if they do all these accusations and they go to Court of Appeal and they reduce those votes, they still cannot meet up to it because it's wide. Even the second runner at 40,000 votes, where with the winner had 300,000 plus. So look at it. The margin is wide, very very wide. So they had 16 governorship candidates, and the highest that the second runner came with 40,000. So and the winner had 300,000 plus. So what have we said?
Okay, we have a comment from Facebook. Let me quickly read that. Umba Olebara, Dr. Mrs. Umba Olebara from Uwiri. Nigeria can only move forward when voters, especially the youth, begin to place value on integrity, competence, and accountability over temporary financial inducement. Our future should never be traded for peanuts, while a few benefit at the expense of the majority. The time has come for citizens to rise above manipulation, violence, and divisive politics, and instead choose leaders who genuinely care about the welfare and development of the people. Thank you so much, Mrs. Ma Olebara. Okay, and that's a wrap for today on Newspaper Review on JDN Radio 101.5 FM. Join us tomorrow by 7:30 a.m. Thank you so much, comrade. All right, my name is OMOLOLA Kalejaye Damisa. Keep it locked to JDN Radio 101.5 FM.